2, 1.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's early morning in the nook.
Just Danielle and I. Feels good. I'm in a flowy robe.
You really are. It's almost a caftan or like a kimono.
I'm a braless wonder.
You truly are. I'm upright. I'm about to go to work, so I am like made up for the day.
And I don't have a job.
Hi, Casey.
Hi,
Welcome
Danielle.
back. It feels like it's been a while.
I was shooting during the live show what many said was our best episode ever.
Jerry O'Connell, who's now not replacing Wendy Williams, but seems to have, I'm surprised the offer didn't go out to one of us, I guess.
And
Jerry.
I'm waiting for the call to be a guest.
No, Jerry, hit us up.
But I will say, you called me that night after the live show.
Yes, I
and
did.
We've had Jerry on before, and he's a friend, but I've never heard your voice like that. Yeah. It wasn't a screech, and you said, Casey, Jerry was a revelation.
A star was
Keep
born.
it in your blouse.
A star was born.
I think a star's been born.
It has
was
been
a star
born.
reborn?
A star was reborn. And not that he had died before, but he came into a new orbit, I would say. Like Mercury was rising.
And you said the live performance is his métier.
Yeah. I mean, it's wonderful to have him in the Nook, but having him live, the energy I felt coming from him, from the audience bouncing off of them onto me, I got hit with it. And
certain people live is their medium.
He was
Adam Pally,
myself. I know you're going to
Tig
say
Notaro. There's people just like, you know what?
Yeah. Have him live.
Have him live. Or don't have him at all. Just kidding. I love all those people.
But yeah, so that was fun. That was a great time. And I think the audience enjoyed it.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Danielle, we have some very exciting news
Yes.
right off the bat.
Guys, I don't know if you've been on our Instagrams, but Bitch Sesh is going on tour. We're doing Bitch Sesh live as a tour, guys. We're coming to your cities.
So exciting. In 2 weeks, we're going to New York.
Yes.
Have you heard of Times Square?
Because that's where we're going to be. On Broadway or adjacent?
Danielle,
Broadway
just
adjacent.
Why we're here, Dee? Maybe take the time to tell you that I won't be going to a Broadway show with you the night before as planned.
Where are you going?
I bought a ticket to see Bruce Springsteen.
Casey, what am I supposed to do? This is a hard time to know this on air.
I'm so sorry. I saw a single ticket. It was late last night. As you know, I was on NyQuil yelling at people we work with at Airwolf on NyQuil. And I saw a ticket for a reasonable price, and I knew you wouldn't want to go, nor would you want to pay this price. Danielle, you wouldn't pay. What do you think, $1 more than $5?
Not for Bruce. I mean, I love him, but it's no Billy Joel.
And Billy Joel wasn't even on stage in that one.
No. Wow. On my own. Thank you.
My own.
Exactly. Would you like to go see On My Own, Les Mis, for the 26th time? What? What sort of monster are you, April? Hasn't seen.
Briefly, Danielle.
Yes.
I know I'm diverging here. Dear friend, Amy Israel, who's also, she works at Showtime, happened to divulge to me in just casual conversation on set last week that her husband was the original Gavroche.
What?
Good evening, good expect to you.
What? This is blowing
She
my
was like
mind.
picking a thing of like lint off her jeans as she told me. She was like, oh yeah, and he was in A Christmas Story. I was like, "Wah!"
What's his name?
Unclear.
Wow. I'm shocked.
Whoever you are. you're a
Sad I
star.
didn't have sex with the first young Gavroche, but that's okay.
You can still have them, I think. They live in our neighborhood.
No, it's fine.
Guys, we're on tour. So we're going to be in New York in 2 weeks. And then
We're going to be in Chicago June 1st. The 7 p.m. show has already sold out, but the 10 p.m. show, we just opened a new show, so there's lots of tickets to that.
and those are the best shows. The audience gets very drunk and harasses Danielle and I.
Yeah, they sure do.
We've had to put a couple boots on the ground.
Yeah, literally. And then in August, we're going on tour. We're going to Fort Lauderdale, Philly, Boston, DC. Guys, get tickets. All the info's on our Instagram.
August 2nd through 5th.
And guys, all new shows. If you saw the shows last summer, guys, we got some
Ooh, guys.
new choreography.
We've taken cameras to the streets, and this is going to be multimedia.
Yeah, this is going to be if it makes it to Broadway, I wouldn't be surprised.
We're
is what
working
I'm
on
saying.
those sensors that will be in your seats that will provide smell to you.
Yeah,
What would the smell be for a Real Housewives? Just
Luann's breath after she got arrested? I don't know.
and skinny girl margarita wafting through the
All
then
of those.
burnt toast from Sonia's toaster oven.
And from her having a stroke. Anyway.
And that's very exciting.
Yes.
And we have another show at Largo coming up in April. A lot is happening, guys.
So much happening.
But let's move on to some very,
Something that did happen.
We need to address what happened last week.
The Erica in the room, if you will.
Good one.
Thank you, guys.
That's really good.
Guys, Erica Jane. Now, we know we dropped this on you without a hint, and it happened fast. I will say that it happened to us very fast.
Yeah, and I if I may, the kind of dropping of it all with no warning, that was my mastermind.
Yes,
I feel like
was
Kanye.
Casey's. You just dropped it. Or Beyonce. Remember when she just dropped an album and didn't say anything?
Lemonade.
Yes. Deanna Chang, who is a friend of the podcast and a great friend of ours, said to me, you didn't want to give me a heads up. We didn't tell our nearest and dearest.
Couldn't risk it. We barely told April where she was going.
It happened very last minute, but it was a treat, a pleasure, and a surprise.
And I have to say, to all of you saying, you said you weren't going to have housewives, to this we say, guess what? We don't give a fuck. And we're going to still say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah. Some people said, is the Nook a safe space? And I say, I will say what the fuck I want. I might say some things today.
And that was communicated quite clearly to our gorgeous guest. And the saddest response was she'd never heard the podcast, nor was going to.
Casey said.
So it's safe
Casey
because these people don't care.
Casey literally said to her, and I quote, when Erica said, oh, you've never had a housewife on before? Why not? And Casey said, because we want to talk about you guys badly about you guys.
And she nodded as if it was just somewhat Mr. Girardi saying, pass the salt.
Yes, she didn't seem to care, and we will move forward through life.
And I've got some things to say this week, in fact.
Yeah, me too. So just, if you were worried that it's not a safe space, just know we're going to go harder.
It got even safer.
Yeah.
And there might be one more little tidbit coming up down the line.
Another person coming up that we might just...
And that's not the direction we're going.
No.
But when lightning strikes twice, you die?
Yeah, you die. But yes, we are us. The Nook is it. It is a safe space. And
because at the end of the day, you have to understand, I don't care what these women think.
No, we don't. I don't. To their faces, I will never say anything terrible because I'm terrified of that. But in our space, in our house, actually your house, Casey, I'll say whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly.
I'm a golden god.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry,
Speaking
guys,
of
I
golden
had some
gods,
coffee.
Danielle. Speaking of golden gods, the Oscars were this weekend.
Ooh, boy, great.
Thank you.
The transitions have been amazing this evening.
I feel like I'm upset I didn't replace Michael Strahan in Kelly's live with Kelly and Michael.
Why?
I
Because
was stumbling over his last name.
well, you mean because Ryan Seacrest did? You feel like that should have been you? Okay, sure.
At the Oscars, I had my annual Oscar feat.
Yes, you did. It's what I look forward to every year.
It's the F-list Vanity Fair party.
It sure is.
Where bitter, angry, nasty actors show up in pajamas. They eat an amount that would require an intervention.
I ate an entire thing of Mike and Ike's. That was my dinner and a taco.
I have April and my new assistant scuttle around town getting popcorn, every type of movie candy, and there's always a cake. Every year I have a cake and different themes. You know, one year was my beloved Busy Phillips and Michelle Williams. The year they took the Oscars.
Yeah,
by storm.
I don't even remember anything but them at the Oscars.
Last year I think I had Mel Gibson.
Yes.
You know, some of the cakes aren't as flattering. Some of them want to make a statement. And this year, I had everyone guess what the cake was because Paul Scheer makes a huge Oscar ballot.
Yes.
With varying questions. And you've won in the past, Danielle.
I have. It's been a few years, though. I feel like I should have won this year. Anyway, moving forward.
I feel like you're accusing me because I graded your form.
You did. And Casey walked away from my ballot no less than 7 times.
Every time I'd walk back in, Danielle was looking at me frantically.
I was like,
she
Casey!
goes, sound editing! Did you get it?
And Casey was like, I'm on it this time. I'm on it this time. Never was she on it.
At many points, I couldn't find my pen or the ballot.
I believe that I was graded wrongly, and there will be a redo.
There was one question, and I will not reveal yours, Danielle, that Paul Scheer put on there because there's a lot of really fun questions like, you know, write your own monologue joke, and everyone has to, people read yours, and sometimes there's some tough reads.
Sometimes you get notes as you're reading the monologue joke.
Well, not everyone there was a performer. So
yeah, it's tough all over.
My monologue joke didn't go well.
What was it again?
Mine was 3 billboards outside of Los Feliz, California. I don't have a monologue joke. Now, Danielle.
Some people do give up mid-monologue jokes.
What was yours? It was good.
I can't. Oh, I think I said about The Shape of Water. Something like it really is a fairy tale. We've never seen a woman that quiet. Something terrible.
It was great.
Sorry, guys.
And you know, there were major joke writers there.
Yeah. I'm me not being one.
But there was a section called, Paul Scheer said, to put a hot take, meaning
Yes.
like a take that is so unpopular that is going to rock everyone that you've been kind of harboring.
Yeah, that you wouldn't want to say a mixed company, and this is mixed company, and you are going to be asked to say it.
I wrote in all caps that literally covered the entire page and other questions. Phantom Thread sucks!
Which I disagree.
Guys,
But Matt McConaughey...
if you want to go to sleep naturally.
I loved every minute of it. Matt McConaughey had my favorite hot take, which was simply the mute character in The Shape of Water was, quote unquote, too horny.
Sally Hawkins was simply too horny.
Oh, anyway, really.
We won't read yours, Danielle.
No, mine was too hot for too hot to handle.
And the Oscar kick I had this year was, April actually found this. It was a fan art, very powerful kind of depiction of the 2 gay lovers from Call Me By Your Name, one of my favorite movies.
Oh, I love that movie.
And then I have to say, Cake and Art is the place I get all my cakes, and they put photos on them. 2 gorgeous and fun gay gentlemen run it who get it. These people
sure
are
do.
so down to the ground. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're, of course,
They
West
add
Hollywood.
humor. I would say they punch up your cakes.
Did they punch it up, Danielle? They punched it up the skies, because when we picked up the cake, we realized they had added, of their own volition, a 3D. So this is like an actual like peach pit. Okay, they had pitted a peach out of icing and then put the pit somewhere else differently on the cake, as you remember. And Call Me By Your Name, one of the gentlemen masturbated into a peach and the other one ate it.
Yes.
So it was such a gift to us all.
It really was. Who ate the peach on the cake? You or your husband?
Just kidding. Just kidding. I actually saw that movie with Matt McConaughey and his mother.
Oh, tough one to see with the adult.
I just have to say one more thing. The gentleman from Cake and Art not only put the beach bit, they also put, I'm not joking, Danielle, splashings of jizz all around the cake. And it's like,
They're artists.
it's like sometimes, like I feel this way about you, Danielle. Sometimes you're working with like whatever you have, but then someone else comes in and raises the bar.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Wow.
Danielle,
Wow.
a lot of news in the housewives world.
Oh my. Okay, so the New York trailer came out and gave me a lift. Guys, we have a season that is going to go down in the books.
What's that line from Hamilton? It's great to be alive in these times.
How lucky we are. Casey, get it right. And don't you dare quote Hamilton. Don't you dare.
Whatever it is.
How dare you put it in your mouth.
Guys, you know, we're not going back there. Mistakes were made.
How
on their part.
You always double down your feelings on this.
It's lucky we are to be alive.
That's how lucky we are to be alive right now is the line. And we are. I mean, we've got Lou screaming that like, I'm exhausted. I've just got out of prison.
She's in the car in her cell. She's like, ugh, I'm just tired. She's like, I'm tired of traveling. I've been in prison. Like, I just need to like stay home for a little.
Such a great line.
Wild times. And then I read in the Daily Mail, and a lot of people are actually upset that we use Daily Mail because they know it's like right-wing propaganda. But to that I say, I always read page 6 in the New York Post. And we have to separate the gossip from
who they are.
Uh-huh. And
I don't, if it makes anybody feel better, I don't read the news on page
Oh God,
6.
no, I would never. But there is a separation of church and state. And I can't lead the way with morality every time.
No, we try.
Personally.
We do our best. We do our best.
I'm boycotting, you know.
I
guess
gave
I was
up my
going to say I'm
serious.
boycotting places that are supporting the NRA, and probably both of those places are.
Daily Mail is?
I'm sure they've got
Jesus
their hand in the
fucking
pot.
Christ. I stopped Sirius. I literally stopped my Sirius subscription because giving up my gorgeous Radio Andy, my gorgeous Broadway stations. Seth Rudetsky. These were important to me because Steve Bannon had a like radio show. And then I said to them, you know, give me a call when Steve Bannon's gone. And I hear he's gone and waiting for the call.
I love that you put that on them. You're like, call me.
I did say that, assuming I'd get a call back soon. assuming I was needed. And guess what? And then I was telling that story in the writer's room the other day of the show I work at, and they were like, Pete got fired. Like, they never came through. And I was like, where's my call?
So you'll be still holding strong.
So I'm holding strong until I get the call, but know that I'm mostly just listening to NPR and Coast 103.5. Sailing takes me away. It's the kind of music I'm listening to right now, guys.
Oh my gosh, Danielle.
Anyway,
you're so funny.
Daily Mail.
Well, in Daily Mail, I read this article that said that Bethany's threatened to quit pretty recently because I think they're filming the back end now because Carol confronted her about being too aggressive.
Yeah, and which we saw in the preview, but I just thought it was like a little fight. I didn't know that it had extended.
If Carol does in fact take Bethany on, which it seems like she is, my respect level for Carol is shooting through the roof.
She's going to become number one.
And of course, they were in literally every year. They're never not in flapper outfits.
No, that's what I saw. I had that same feeling. I was like, guys, let's choose a new thing. No more white parties, no more flappers. Let's mix
because
it
last
up.
year when we went to New York to perform, we wore flapper outfits because that had just happened.
I know. There's two outfits and they go between those two.
It's
Give
a
me
white party. It's
something.
Great Gatsby. It's a white party. It's Great Gatsby.
Give me something. Give me anything.
And then, of course, the Cartagena boat. I know you covered that, but
Yes.
Sonia's in diapers. Like, what's happening?
I don't know, but I'm excited.
And I have to
find out.
juxtapose that, this new trailer from at the end of Beverly Hills last night. Erica Jane comes on, and I will say it with a bit of a lackluster read. She's like, next week on Beverly Hills. It was literally like, it wasn't even comic pops. And you know, normally like the first part of the trailer will be kind of like fun.
Yes.
And then they'll get into it. They didn't have fun.
No.
And they didn't have into it.
No.
So it was just like Kyle like snuggling a dog and like Dorit putting down a glass.
No, I worry that they don't.
And Ken like
Have
weeping
anything?
over a dog's grave. Do you think when Ken's buried, they'll just throw little tiny dog bones on his
Seeing Ken,
And I mean real bones, not the bones they eat.
I think that that's how he wants it, to be buried with Jiggy in a Jiggy-sized grave. They are both
On
Jiggy.
top of a Baja shelf.
They are both Jiggy-sized, if I have to say. Ken walking in Vanderpump this week, watching Ken do a walkthrough of Tom Tom is that where they are in Tom Tom's? Was the oldest I've seen him look. He is teetering. He's not even saying anything
But have
anymore.
you seen, well, of course you have, in that horrible song that is Vanderpump's opening, it's like, you know, that's why. It's so disgusting. Like when I picture it, I just see like a purple light with jizz stains everywhere.
Ooh.
On like a gross carpet with like shit stains from dogs that have never been cleaned up from. But when Ken's walking through the bar during that, how much did Lisa have to fight to keep him in that opening?
Oh, I know. It's like
The editor's like, is that a ghost? Wow. So anyway, I'm very excited for New York.
Me too. Guys, I'm living, like that's all I'm living for at this point. My children, yes, my child really, but my New York.
As my friend Tal Rabinowitz, who owns The Den Meditation.
I've been there. It's lovely.
It's lovely.
I took a sound bath there once. I really got into it.
Well, Jax seems to be like fucking the woman that works there.
He truly is.
Who does his Reiki. But Tal said that her husband, who's this incredibly funny writer, Alex Olkin, he has the best Twitter in the world. He like runs Family Guy right now, but she said he goes, when all the like housewives things were coming on and all the previews, he goes, oh, this is our busy TV season right now. And it's true.
It's true. Oh, guys.
Should we take a quick break?
Let's do it and then come back and do some Atlanta.
We're back.
Guys, Atlanta.
So many amazing lines. We're in Barcelona.
No, this week we didn't have an episode because of the aforementioned Oscars. Very important.
So we're going 2 weeks back. This is the episode that comes on the heels of Kim sending a text to everyone showing the roaches crawling around, scuttling Nene's bathroom with Brielle in a deep crouch, taking a selfie on the floor.
It was all so dark, literally and figuratively.
The roaches honestly were a second to the darkness of Brielle in that crouch with those jean shorts, trying to get her face like 1 inch off the floor to get a selfie.
Oh, God.
And they do bring it up. Kim has seemed to have a lot of misfortune in the health world.
Yes. You know, again, I remember I was there for the cancer reveal and take back, which was a shock. I'll never forget it because it was our first signs that we were on to that cancer could be faked. It was our first taste of it.
That any disease could be faked.
Yeah, where she was like, and then they said, I think you have cancer. So you had cancer. No, I did not have cancer. It was so... a twist.
A twist. So we're in Barcelona, and I mean, Sheree is so upset with the accommodations. She says,
can I say something?
Yeah.
I am too.
I know. I was too. It looked like a prison. And
looks-
Sheree said as much. She said, I slept on a cot. Tyrone is sleeping better than me in prison.
And again, would I be in that house? Of course. Any bed, any sort of Airbnb is fine with me. But I want more from my shows. I want more from my ladies. I want deluxe accommodations. And so did they. And I did not resent them for it.
No. And I guess like on this trip, I feel like only in Atlanta are they allowed to bring like 17 friends.
Yes.
And then they're given full treatment.
Because I don't know what we're getting from Shamia. I'm not exactly sure why we care about
We're getting
Shamia.
a pretty face and a body.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like Marlo is bringing stuff to the table.
Well, Marlo said at breakfast as she breezed in with a plate, she said, anyone order tomatoes?
Said the best thing I ever. She's like, what she said when Marlo said to Portia, there are things I didn't like about your home. I thought your doormat should have been larger. I laughed out loud. And then they cut to the footage of her being like, well, this doormat should be larger.
And then Portia started crying.
Yes.
I think I would cry too if someone knocked my doormat.
I don't know that I have a doormat.
Well, let me just, if I can, take any listener who didn't see what Marlo was wearing when she said that,
please.
Which is a long yellow beaded earring, a tube top, a gold crown that says queen, and swim goggles for glasses. Truly swim goggles.
Anyone
want some tomatoes?
I love everything that Marlo is giving us this season.
I'm like, I know we've got Marlo, Shamia, Ava. Where the fuck is Kenya, Kim, and Nene? Get your asses on screen.
Yeah, it's not okay for Kim and Kenya not to be at this event in Barcelona.
And sorry to circle back, but that's apparently why the cast members in New York are revolting against Bethany, which is like, you're the highest paid cast member.
Yeah.
You're filming with Frederick doing demo on a fucking East Side penthouse.
Get yourself to fucking Cartagena. Get yourself to Barcelona. Get yourself to wherever the fucking producers want
And
you
apparently,
and need you.
they said that Bethany is so mean to the cast members and then is like posting on her Instagram that she's in the Hamptons, like very flagrantly, that she's not on the show. And then one of the producers said that they claim that, when she went to Puerto Rico, which we've said was amazing aid work that she did, though, that like as soon as the cameras would turn on, she was like Mother Teresa. When they turn off, she was screaming and threatening people's lives and jobs. And someone said, these poor people have been through so much. And then here comes Bethany with a camera crew.
Oh, God. She is tough. Again.
It wasn't what they wanted. I guess it was what they needed. But
she did give money. She did not give love. I guess one is better than the other, but
that's Bethany in a nutshell. She's like, I'll give you money. You're not getting love.
No, you're not getting her heart. You're going to get her money, which is what you need, but you're not going to get a softer side of Sears. You're just not.
The sad thing about if her friendship crumbles with Carol, it's one of those things where you have that friend and then they've never had a good relationship and then they finally do and you're like, they do. Oh my God, everything's turned around. And then you get the news that crumbled too. And you have to think.
That's when Bethany has to look inside.
What's going on?
What's going on in me? Because that was... Carol at least was our touchstone to reality for Bethany. It was like, okay, she can maintain a friendship. She can maintain a relationship.
Like the two most normal gals have kind of paired off.
But that's what I also love about Carol is because she has, again, we've been kind of saying like, what is she offering us? She is the most elevated of all the women on some level on New York. Because even Bethany, when you go against Bethany with Carol, like...
And please don't forget, I just listened to a 9 million page audiobook about Jacqueline Kennedy and Lee Radziwill.
Yes.
Wow. A lot going on there. The original Housewives.
Yes, they sure were.
Along with another book about the Hiltons dynasty. But I will say, let's not forget Carol's royalty.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
and I
she
had forgotten seeing
everything.
her slumming with that salad maker.
Oh, Adam was seeing her with that torn up couch. Like it was like Lee Radziwill's, memory sort of being, wait, is Lee Radziwill dead? No. Anyway.
She's alive. Was it she that we thought there was a fake Twitter account for her?
Yes. We believed that she was tweeting and then
people were so angry. They're like, you guys, you're such fucking idiots. And now we're like, is she dead?
Guys, it's unclear, but I don't know that it even matters. I'm sure it does to her family and to us, but
She
I just
might not
mean
be
it.
tweeting because she's passed. Guys, I realize I've done that reading many times.
What?
Just a lower reading. I can't get out of that rhythm.
I like it. I enjoy it. So back to Atlanta.
Cynthia, everyone's engaging in this thing called the 50 Cent Challenge.
I hate this challenge. I don't like when they put something on.
I know, and she's making it like it's the ice bucket challenge, and then she makes it very clear. She's like, it's no prizes.
And it's not for
No
charity.
charity.
So why do we care? Just be in Barcelona, get yourselves to a fancy hotel, and give me my show.
When they're all like discussing the roaches, it made me laugh so hard because, Marlo is giving.
Marlo's giving me everything.
When Marlo was asked by Portia, Portia said, "Will you confront Kim about Brielle sending Nene a video of the roaches?" And Portia's like, "You and Kim are friends. You need to talk to her." And Marlo says, "Kim and I are Instagram friends. I will not like another picture until this is resolved." I will not like another picture.
That taking a stand. But can I tell you something? I get that.
Gorgeous.
I get that. I've been there.
Well,
you know
she's
what
like,
mean?
I will take a stand in the medium in which we are friends.
Yes, I will take a stand in a medium which does not do anything to affect my status on this show.
Marlo's evil, though, as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, did she slash a woman's face?
I thought it was tires, but is that the same?
I don't know. Guys, we never claim to be
And
experts
is it
on
Marlo
anything.
that was yelling that Cynthia's all of her furniture was from IKEA?
Yes.
So is a lot of mine.
I was going to say happy to be in IKEA furniture.
I feel like Cynthia did a full ad for IKEA. She wasn't upset the way Portia was crying over her bath mat or whatever. She said, I just need to say not all my pieces are from IKEA, but most are. Shout out to IKEA.
And guess what? IKEA is going to come for you, Bailey. IKEA is coming for you. And I have to say, shout out to my Schnorgen floor in my guest bath.
Shout out to my little S-shaped metal piece.
Guys.
I've got those things lying around everywhere just to
guys.
tighten a bolt.
Happy to have many IKEA pieces in my house.
When Marlo grabbed Portia's fan at the end to destroy it,
Ooh.
Portia's being tested.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, Portia is getting what came to her back. Like, Portia is having a come to Jesus this season, it seems. She is being punished time and time again for what she did to Candy last season, and she is yet to fully apologize. And that's the thing. She's like, I have apologized. How many times do I have to? It's like, no, you haven't. A side comment in a hotel boardroom as you guys are doing a fake wedding isn't an apology.
And it's like, it's just so crazy because I don't like in a fight though when Marlo is just nasty and then it's kind of like, well, you did this to Candy.
Yeah, because she doesn't care.
Well, and Marlo did say at one point, a mat didn't make you cry. Don't act like you got hurt by a damn mat. Ooh, to Portia. But the fact that Portia is crying over a mat, it's like, you said that Candy drugged you and was bringing you down to a sex dungeon to rape you.
No. I mean, Portia is the most...
And I love that Candy's very like breezy in the testimony. She's like, I guess she should feel bad.
Candy is the most casual of all housewives until she's not.
Yep.
Until she's not.
Did you see that producer step in with their headset to calm down Portia on the streets of Barcelona?
I don't remember that. I love a fourth wall breaking.
Very quick. I paused it, of course, and went back. There was just this like cute little guy with a headset who had both his hands on Portia's shoulders as if to say like, Portia, no, no. Next thing we know, she's like wheeling her bag out to leave.
That's what I need in my life. A producer when I'm melting down to just be like, Danielle, no, no.
I know.
And then go back to life. That's what I need.
I feel like my Wellbutrin's doing that for me. It's like, Casey,
No. Nope.
It's like Kristen Wiig's, what was the character that's so funny? Gilly. She's like, what did she say?
What'd you say?
Sorry.
That's your Wellbutrin. I do need that. I need a little something in my life going, not today, Danielle. Don't show who you are. Don't show who you are.
Yes, not today. Not today, bitch. I'll tell you, next week, Cynthia's going to get baptized in Buffalo.
I don't know. Hasn't she done that at Lake Bailey?
So many people have been baptized on this show.
We've seen a lot. We've seen so many baptisms.
Oh my God. Someone sent me an Instagram that Vicky said something about her friend, and Tamara just comments on her Instagram, just rogue. She's like, he's still a fucking little bitch.
Yeah.
What, Tamara? Get back in the water.
And I just saw that Kelly Dodd on Vicky's Instagram just said something like I think she was saying something about Steve Lodge. And Kelly just wrote back like, fuck that guy. He's a dick.
Is he done?
No, I think Vicky still loves him. I think Vicky and Kelly Dodd are done.
Because I read that Vicky set Kelly's ex, Michael, up with his new girlfriend.
Oh.
And I think we're going to really drop into that storyline.
OC.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Last thing about Atlanta I'll say is that as they were leaving that restaurant in Barcelona, and Nini's just like, well, we got to get our Absolute. And she takes their bottle of Absolute as they're leaving the restaurant. Like just a bottle that they had ordered of Absolute. Just takes it with her. Like such a badass move. Mm-hmm. Never just like even taken a wine glass from a restaurant.
Now, speaking of wine glasses.
What?
Let's take a break and then transition to Beverly Hills.
Ooh, we shall. Okay, we're back. Beverly Hills. I have one thing to say. No more model daughters. I don't give a fuck about fucking Camille Grammer's model daughter.
And you know who knows her place is Pandy? Pandy's doing like fashion layout work. Like she's...
Why are you into Pandy this week?
Well, I'm not into her, but I appreciate that she's like, yeah, I'm going to work on Beverly Hills magazine and look at Dorit's photos.
You know what Pandy's place is?
In the home?
Pandy's place is fucking earning her own money at her own company, doing her own thing. I don't care. Her Vanderpump Rosé. Pandy's place is just like working her way up like the real estate ladder or like being a dental hygienist. Like get a real fucking job, Pandy.
Now I'm going to say something that is so rough. And if anyone fucking tags
Don't fucking
Lisa Vanderpump
tag,
or
guys.
Pandy, I really will come for you. I don't want her to hear this because she's a very sweet girl. That's obvious.
Okay. What are you going to say? What do you got? You forgot.
It's coming to me. Got it. I got it.
Okay.
I'm back. If Lisa were to meet Pandy in the world, she would not have one thing to say to her. Like if they were to meet, Lisa would be like, she wouldn't give Pandy the time of day. And I don't know if that humbles
If Lisa were to meet Pandy in the world, she'd treat her like Max.
Hot takes.
Hot takes.
If Lisa were to meet Pandy in the world, she'd treat her like Max.
Ooh.
Guys,
no tagging.
Let it sink in, and please don't you dare tag
Don't you
that
fucking
sweet
dare.
busboy. I don't want that busboy or Ariana's brother to be tagged.
No, nobody tag.
Everyone's like so mad I didn't get those two. Like it's like that's their job for me to tell them apart. Ariana's brother and Max.
Oh God! You guys turned on us for that.
I got
turned
torched.
on us, guys. I want to say I do not want to see Lisa Rinna and Camille Grammer parading around in lingerie.
I do. I could have used 20 more scenes.
Really?
I would have liked if they did that thing like where the whole episode is going, but we keep just popping back to them in like different ones, like bending over with like a whip and a new fishnet.
The bunny with the fishnet. I want one of those. I want the bunny ears with a fishnet. Can someone send us one?
I feel like your husband will order it on,
Amazon. I don't
Overstock.com.
I don't think they have anything that classy. The kind of lingerie that's coming at me is not as expensive as that for those bunny ears.
I mean,
but I will say, I will say this: Camille has never looked more gorgeous than in that blue little bunny
do you think
suit.
she really is insecure about her body, or was that like an elaborate way to flaunt it?
I don't know.
And by the way, she's been through so much.
She's been through hell.
Absolutely sympathize that she would be, but she looks
amazing.
The way both of them, that like the lingerie they chose, literally just cut out not even their ass cheeks, like the part right below their ass, which is where my worst area
is. Ass is mine. That's the part I'm trying to hide from the world, not show off.
Exactly. It's like a double ass that's like kind of going out inside. I'm like, this is the part they're like showing off to their lovers.
There was one outfit that to me was shocking. Lisa Rinna in what looked like a bustier and like a kind of bustier and then a bolero hat. Just noticed that strange.
And then like when Lisa Rinna was covering up and sitting down in a chair, she was wearing just like a long brown wool, like it looked like from her QVC line.
Yeah, it was again a strange scene. I didn't need it. I'm glad you did.
Well, and I feel like I don't know when Lisa was like, Camille, your body's going to open like a flower this weekend? What did she even mean by that?
Having read Rinna's book, I understand. She's having soaked in Rinna's book. She, as she talked about on the show, she had some postpartum depression and really didn't feel okay in her body. And that's where she learned that blowjob technique from the guy that she then imparted to her daughter.
You never told me that was during her postpartum period.
That was
she had the wherewithal in the midst of postpartum to be like, how can I service my gay husband?
I think, yeah. I think basically, yes. Because a woman's job, above anything, is to make herself available to her man.
And do diaper commercials. Okay, wow. When I was doing postpartum, I was like, my highest priority was just like getting out of bed, not like...
When I was in postpartum, my biggest priority was writing an episode of Housewives.
Exactly.
Guys, whatever you see in Housewives was during a postpartum period that I don't remember.
Now, I will say about Camille, and this is no comment on her body. Her body is unbelievable. She looks healthy. She looks happy.
She sure does.
May I move neck up?
Yes, you may.
I thought to myself, genuinely, Danielle, I thought Camille looks unbelievable for 65. She's 45.
Camille's 45?
Yes, I Googled her. She's 45. Wow. I believe 45, but I think maybe 47, but I think it was 45. Camille has had the type of plastic surgery that my dermatologist, Dr. Christy Kidd, told me is like rampant in Beverly Hills, like in the last 10 years, which is, and young girls are having it too, which is like 20-year-olds are looking like 35-year-olds.
Oh, I think
she's 49.
She's 49.
But still, I was like, God, that's a good-looking 70-year-old.
Wow.
No tagging.
No tagging.
She's been through a lot. Please no tagging.
Guys,
she
we're just saying.
Unbelievable.
Again, no, because it's a safe space. Guys, speaking of Camille, is her assistant 75?
Oh my God, Scott! Scott is my new favorite character.
I need more of him, and I'm afraid, are he and Ken contemporaries?
I need more of Scott, less of Camille.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a shock.
When I saw Scott, and I know I've used this word in the podcast before, but it's the only word that can describe Scott. When I saw Scott scuttling about the party in the back, like Scuttle from Little Mermaid. Okay, Scott is a million. And I think it's very beautifully, like, not ageist of Camille to hire Kelsey Grammer's father.
That was when she was like, Scott, hold my towels. I was like, who is this?
Okay.
And then it was like, Camille's assistant. I was like, what is happening?
And also, for an elder to be named Scott, it's like Brad. You wouldn't see that in an elder generation.
You know how like you can follow choose your own adventure? At that moment, my adventure was Scott, and I needed to know
I wanted to go with Scott on his
Yes.
search for hand towels.
I want to know where he lives. I want to know what his life is.
Danielle, we know where he
does.
lives.
In Camille's
And it's near
closet.
you in the valley.
Hi, Scott. Hi, neighbor. Hi, neighbor. I brought you a pound cake.
I'm just kidding. Danielle, your house is one of the most beautiful houses I've ever seen.
It's still in the valley.
You know what?
When I first moved out here,
and I'm still on TV, not movies. You know, we all.
When I first moved out here into the valley, my manager at the time said to me, "My first job is getting you out of the valley."
Well, I guess he didn't do step one, did he?
Yes, it didn't happen.
I also felt like Scott is just a remarkable character, but then we see Dorit on this journey with trying to win back Lisa Vanderpump's affections. It was so uncomfortable.
Watching her like baby talk to her like a child
And mount her?
It was
and she said it right off the bat. She's like, I'm going to make Lisa Vanderpump love me. And then it was so gross.
So desperate and sad and tired. To me, even more desperate and sad and tired was seeing Dorit sort of like amongst binders. Like if her...
Danielle, I wrote that in all caps. Watching Dorit, and I wish you could see my air quotes work. It was like when newscasters just shuffle blank papers and like stack them onto the desk.
I was like, the props department just placed these binders and she was like picking them up with like hands that had never touched a binder before. It was...
I remember, and as you know, I don't think I actually brought this up, but it was a thrilling moment for me. It's going to be a long story to go a little, but quickly, when Katie, who I previously not loved on Vanderpump because of her hair length, when she name-checked Bride Wars, which is a movie June Diane and I wrote.
Yes.
She said... And then Stassi echoed it, something about Bride Wars. I was flashed to a scene when Dorit was shuffling those binders when Candice Bergen, who played a wedding planner, and her last name was St. Clair after Jessica.
Yeah.
They were like, we need to give her some stuff to make her look like she's working. And someone just like threw out a bunch of like call sheets and papers. And Candice was like still looking at the camera, just like shuffling them with her hands. Guys, that was an ad for Bride Wars.
Can I just say something real quick about Candice Bergen? I'm following an Instagram.
The best Instagram account on...
It's called Bergen bags. Guys, get your eyes on Bergen bags.
Patricia Ulschultz from Southern Charm should be so fucking lucky that she's following in Candice Bergen's steps.
Basically what she does is if you pay Candice Bergen, any of us can do this if we have enough money, you can pay TV's Murphy Brown to paint
Movies Bride Wars.
Yeah, paint a dog on your fancy bag.
And I'm talking Louis Vuitton,
Yes.
Birkins,
Dior, like that's
Gucci bags.
people. She will paint your dog and she will put it on her Instagram. It is, if I get famous one day, and if I get rich, that is where I'm putting all my money towards
too.
a Bergen bag.
It's like a Gucci bag with a schnauzer on it.
Yes, guys.
And
Do yourself
they're
a
actually
favor.
very whimsical.
Yes.
The colors are bright and fun. I love it. And this is like her main
When I'm having a
income
tough day,
stream, it
oh yeah,
seems.
when I'm having a tough day, I flip on some Bergen bags and I go to town.
Me too. It's a great account.
I love it.
It's such a like weird.
Strange.
It's very strange.
And I don't even know how I came to it, but it's the best thing I've done in a long time.
But Danielle, back to Beverly Beach.
Beverly Beach. When she was so upset, and I will say that's the worst name. That sounds like, again, I'll shout out the Valley because I live in it and I love it. That sounds like one of these cheap like bathing suit stores you find in the Valley where you're like, there's a fucking beach right here. It's like Beverly Beach. It sounds so cheap and cheesy.
Amidst the concrete and like car lots that you would see Beverly
And it's
Beach.
like that type of bathing suit. So you're like, is that lingerie? Is that a bathing suit? Unclear. This bathing suit should not go in water.
Do you think, for real, I'm a genuine question, was Dorit, when PK had his little dinosaur arms in that scene, he has arms that are, which is, again, if that is the case for someone, I feel for them because PK's arms are 4 inches. And I'm not great with math, but I really think that's the correct proportions. And with his gargantuan Star of David tattoo. Would you like that, Danielle?
Yes, please.
Okay, when he brought up Beverly Beach to her, was that the first time she was hearing of that?
That's the first time I was hearing of it.
Right, but the way she looked was as though like she had gone away to Barcelona. Oh no, that's not where she went. Where did they go?
They were
they at Teddy's?
No, they were in
Beach
New York. They were in New York.
House? Oh, right. She had wherever they are. It's all the same. They're going to Berlin next. Ugh,
Well, that's
yeah.
we'll see what happens there. They better visit a museum or two. Just FYI.
Uh-oh. Maybe they'll take the Band of Brothers tour.
The what? The band. That's my house. That's my reality show. Me on a Band of Brothers tour with a bunch of older men who lived through the war.
Well, when he brought up Beverly Beach, and then of course they flash later to this, she's like walking down a runway and they're like, Beverly Beach. So that's like, I feel like that name has been in existence for the last.
It's the worst name that's ever been named ever.
And what was he doing? Just like taking like different, what's it called when you have style numbers or something like
Inventory?
VIN numbers? Like whatever.
Yes.
SKUs.
Yeah.
Different SKUs. He was like crossing them off. Is like he in charge of her bathing suit
I
line?
don't know. He seems to be in charge of everything. He just like gave her money and he was like, do something with it. And she was like, bathing suits. And he was like, I don't like it.
Well, he was like, it's my job to look at your, something. And then she goes, and it's my job. And it sounded like she was going to be like, it's my job to like make sure my bathing suit looks good. And my husband goes, it's my job to spend all your money. They are
I want
wild.
to talk about some outfits that were on the show this week. And that is the meeting of the minds between Kyle and Erica Jane. Kyle was in a Indiana Jones getup, I would only call it. That was very strange to me. Mm-hmm. And then Erica Jane, who usually is a fashion icon to me, had on sort of a matronly shirt that I didn't appreciate this week.
It was a paisley, and I think it was like an Hermes, or it was definitely Pucci.
Oh, I'm sure it cost millions of dollars.
But and also when Erica showed up at Lisa's 2 p.m. lunch when the sun was at the highest point. It's like they're not allowed to go to Lisa's when it's not blazing hot outside. And I've never seen someone with so much money throw such a cheap party. It just looks cheap. Those baubles.
Those huge fucking shrimp cocktails were disgusting.
And I have to say, bravo, I'm done with the sweeping views of Lisa's house. I've seen it. This is the 8th year. I get it. I know she has a big house. I know we're going to be greeted with swans. Like, I'm done.
You're wasting my time with it.
And I don't need to see that planner. Like, let's switch it up, guys, a little bit. Because I'm seeing it on Vanderpump, too.
But we also were treated to Camille's party. And I'm going to say something about Camille's house. I was shocked. Now, please know that it is much bigger and grander and more gorgeous than any house that I've ever lived in and will probably ever live in. But what we're coming from to where we are now. Now I know, did she not get money
she got a lot.
then I was just surprised that the house was so much smaller than I was.
I wasn't concerned with the size so much as I was with the decor. And did you see when Kyle walked in and a bunch of the women walked in, they looked around as though trying to grasp some type of compliment they could give Camille, and they had nothing. They were like, oh!
It looked like one of those houses that you go into that's not decor, that is like you buy it with the decor in it and you just
But
keep
it's not
it
even
up.
decor, it's just like light fixtures.
Yeah.
It was empty.
It was the house felt empty. It didn't feel lived in. It felt like.
But that's Camille.
You think so?
That's Camille. It's empty, but didn't feel lived in.
Oh,
I'll say, I gotta say, Teddy, I'm done with you, sweetie.
I'm done with Teddy. I'm done.
David was singing a song last night and I wrote it down because I thought it was funny. He was like, here's a little ditty about Teddy Mellencamp. When her dad wrote about small towns, he didn't think he'd raise a cougar tramp. And it didn't make me laugh. But when I wrote it down, it came out. Here's a little Siggy about Teddy. my iPhone corrected Diddy to Siggy.
Wow, it just shows where we're at now. I will say that if David would like to pen a song for our next live show, I would be interested.
I'd be interested as well. Wow, I just very quickly, so many people sent me, and I just saw in my notes, Hugh Jackman is currently on the cover of Nobleman.
And he tweeted about it. That to me, like, I can see him being on the cover of Nobleman, and like it's like they caught him while he was walking a paparazzi shot and then put it on the cover and he was like, fine. The fact that he tweeted about it and it was like, I'm on that. What do they have on
what
all
I
these
want,
people?
I want our boots to be on this as a top priority. It's truly top priority, which is what's going on there? Are they paying the cover stars? What's going on?
Where? How?
Or does it have a readership that is so large? Or is it targeted? Is it the right type of people? The right type of eyes?
No one is paying $30 for a magazine.
And I know a lot of PR people listen to this show. Please get to us.
Yeah. Let us know how this is happening and how I can be a part of it.
And how I could have
how
a spread.
I can get on the cover of Noble Woman.
Well, speaking of magazines, Beverly Hills magazine, which Lisa seems to just show up for the cover shoots
She really does. It's all she.
Now, who was that shorter gentleman?
We've seen him before.
Yes, the co-editor, it seems.
Do you know on Will and Grace, there was that character that played by Leslie Jordan? It was like that smaller, who he is one of my favorite actors on the planet. And I saw him off Broadway and I love him. But he reminds me of that character.
100%. But that gentleman's not messing.
No.
The way he cut Dorit out, and I get it. He's just like, you're not happy to be here? Fuck off.
I mean, happy to do a jewelry shoot for Beverly Hills magazine. I'm going to put myself out there again.
Absolutely. But when they cut back to Dorit, I'd kind of forgotten how rude it was when they were like, oh, you look gorgeous. And she's like, I don't like anything about this.
She's a monster. Dorit's a monster.
She's so insecure.
But I love her looks. I like what she's bringing fashion-wise. I do.
And I get it. She feels like she looks great and she didn't get to put herself out there in the best light. But I don't know.
No.
And I did think she looked pretty. And so did Pandy.
What? You are all about Pandy.
Well, Pandy spread out the spread and said, I think she looks fantastic.
Oh, I thought you said Pandy looked pretty. And I was like,
no, Pandy and Dorit share a kind of like
continental accent.
on the continent.
Yeah, like we don't know what continent or where on that continent, but it is on a continent.
It did make me laugh. Okay, first of all, when everyone brought presents to Lisa Vanderpump, didn't you feel they all, and I know I always reference this movie, but they all looked like the presents that were given in Clue, which is just like a box with a ribbon, and like people open it, it's a knife or a hand revolver.
I love that movie, but I don't even know that.
I remember all the close-ups of the hands, and
I love that movie so much.
know.
Flames. I mean, that's really all I have about.
I did like the ball gag.
Yes. And for Dorit to take offense was shocking after the underwear thing.
Even
And I love how Erica
was like, Dorit, it's fun.
He's like, Dorit, this is fun.
Okay, really quick. The PK and Lisa have something that goes back and it predates Dorit and it is stronger than his relationship with Dorit.
It sure is.
When he goes, you're not going to do that at Lisa's party. And then when Lisa was like, my friendship with you is predicated on my relationship with PK.
And then PK said, well, as long as you and Lisa get back to normal, it's all going to be fine.
Are they the Illuminati?
I thought it was like a British boarding school.
And Dorit's got a little slap on her wrist. Like, hey, you can spend my money and drive around in salmon colored Porsches.
Or I feel like in their youth, when they were at boarding school, rich little kids, they killed somebody, buried this person.
I know what you did last summer.
Yes. And it is and now they've both got it on each other, and so everything has to be just fine, so that no one finds.
It's like David Miscavige. Where's Shelley?
Where's Shelley?
If you've seen Shelley, please email me.
Boots on the ground.
And please don't tag anyone from Scientology. I want to live.
I don't want Sequest coming after me.
My son and I were eating in Los Feliz at this restaurant, and he goes, "Mama, what's that?" And it was this like housing complex. So it was kind of strange, but and I looked, and it was like basically like a senior center for Scientologists. And I go, nothing. Don't look there. Look away.
Run, Max.
I have some dear friends who are Scientologists, so let's just no tagging anyone on this one. Don't even tag me on this one.
No. We'll never admit it. Guys,
Going clear.
I want to talk a little bit about Vanderpump this week because...
Please do.
A few things. First of all, we found out that Schwartz doesn't like wearing shoes, and a sentence that makes sense to me. I'm like, yeah, that tracks. Like, that was one of those things where I was like, oh, yeah, of course not. Why would you want to wear shoes, you mountain person? It was just like... Anyway, another thing, I'm going to be so bold, and please don't tag. Lala is the new lead of the show. Stassi is not the lead.
Oh, 100%.
Lala is the lead.
100%. Did you see Jennifer Lawrence called out Lala? And Lala tweeted at her and said basically like, Jennifer Lawrence apparently called her a cunt on Watch What Happens Live.
Yes.
And Lala came back swinging.
Oh, she did. Guys, and we're going on Watch What Happens Live in a few weeks, and I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be... Explosive. And, I don't know what we're going to say, and who's going to come after us.
I'm so scared.
Excited, but scared.
Scared.
Now, Jack, when they went to the casino...
Sorry, did you say Jack?
Jax. I said Jack, but I pretended I said Jax. Now, Jax, when they went to the casino, and they were sort of brought along as an extra on the Tom Tom tour, and they had to like pay for their own room, and while everyone else got to go to this fancy dinner, Jax and Brittany went to Hooters.
Where they belong.
Yeah, where I was like, yeah, of course you're at Hooters. And
it's like when I go to TJ Fridays. It's like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's when I go to like...
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, ooh, I'm never happier than a chicken Romano at a Cheesecake Factory. I'm in my...
A chicken finger and some barbecue sauce?
Oh, I'm in my space.
A Dr. Pepper?
Oh, if I can get an Oreo Speedwagon at Fridays... Happier than
By the way, I think we've talked about TJ Fridays 100 times.
Guys, listen up, TJI. Give us some gifts or tips.
Yeah.
And Cheesecake Factory delivered. We talk about Cheesecake Factory, and they gave us a cake. Remember that?
Yeah.
Good days.
They did.
I love a Cheesecake Factory.
Step it up, TGIs.
Is TGI Friday still around?
It is. And actually, I think the one my mind is flashing to is not the one in Alexandria, Virginia on Duke Street. It's the one by the airport by LAX, and it is called the Magic Johnson's TGI Fridays. Ooh. I didn't know someone could like rep just one.
I didn't know that either.
It's a nice stop up before you really want to have some chicken fingers before a long flight.
Of course you do. Of course, I always get airport ones, but now that I know about the Magic Johnson TGI Fridays, two great things coming together.
Yes.
Now, but when they were at the bar and Jack saw the robot bartender, there was basically just these robotic arms, and Jack's had this.
Looked like PK's little arms.
Jack had an existential crisis.
Jack! He's just so not a Jack. I just have to stop you, and I'm sorry, Danielle.
I apologize, guys. It's so early. Jax.
I'm going to call him Jack now.
Jack had an existential crisis when he was like, that robot's going to replace me one day. And I was like, you're right, Jax. Easily.
Jack has been looking very deep lately. When he was like in bed last week at Lake Havasu or wherever the hell they were.
He was like, I'm going to be a bartender for the rest of my life. And then he saw the robot and he was like, actually, no, I'm not. I have nothing. I have nothing. Jax has nothing. And that is why he will be Jack.
Jack. I mean, Jack is almost too dignified for Jax. And that's why I had to stop you. It's like, there's no CK on the end of it.
Yeah. You're right.
Ariana, I have to say, like, she's very annoying because, and I know this sounds kind of like unfeminist of me, but I just have to point it out. Like last week, she's always crying. She's like, I don't want to have sex with him. Like, I'm dealing with body issues. But then when he's like, I'm going to go take a trip by myself, she's like, you have to bring me.
I know.
It's like, just calm down.
It's tough.
She's so needy, but yet apparently giving so little.
All the relationships, very little. All the relationships on the show make me nauseous.
You know which one doesn't is Jack and Brittany.
What? No.
Guys, I think they have something.
No. This week, she thought she was pregnant for a minute because their birth control is what they call the pull-out method.
It's also mine.
Guys.
And April. And you know what? It works until it doesn't.
Guys, look. That is, I'll tell you what a doctor once said to me, which is, that is not a birth control method.
You know what?
And I took that to heart. Guys.
Do you care to share your birth control method?
I don't have birth control. My birth control method is being infertile, basically.
Oh,
my birth control method is I cannot reproduce without a doctor's help.
I was not trying to lead you there. I thought you were gonna say condoms and
No.
Of course,
fertility.
I forgot about your deepest struggle, and I'm so sorry.
I'm laughing because it makes me laugh, but that said, I wasted so many years on birth control. There's like 15 years I was on birth control that I'm so angry about. I wasted so much fucking money. If I had just known that I was unable to conceive without help.
That you were barren.
That I was barren without help. It would have, I just want that money back, honestly. Anywho, look, these are things
that's an upside, Danielle.
That's an upside to it all. But Brittany, I think, makes bad choices. I do. And I feel like, and I want her to break up with Jax. But at the same time, I also feel like even if she breaks up with Jax, she will make another terrible choice. So it's him or somebody else awful. I think she doesn't have the self-respect that she needs to have, and I'd like to talk to her. And yet, please don't tag her.
Please don't tag her because she's a sweetheart from Kentucky.
I know. I almost feel
grandparents are from Kentucky. I have a love for her.
I do too. I think she's beautiful. I think she's kind. I think everybody loves her. I think everybody loves her but Jax.
I thought you were saying everybody loves her butt. I was like,
No, everybody loves her but Jax.
But Jack. Well, Danielle, to wrap us up,
yes,
we have a special voice memo from someone who knows these characters even more intimately than we do, the women of Beverly Hills, and has some insights. And that is our resident empath,
Jamie Stein.
He had some insights. He said, he called us rather frantically and said he must get them to the people. He was feeling so deeply.
He did. He said, I have some real feelings on this. I need to get it out.
And we said, obviously, send them with haste. And so here they are.
Hey guys, Jamie here. Just hopping on to do a quick little intuitive Beverly Hills check-in because I am so drawn in by this outwardly superficial and silly and just kind of petty triangulation that's happening between Kyle Richards, Lisa Vanderpump, and Dorit. And the reason why I'm so drawn to it is because I actually think that underneath all the nonsense, it's taking Kyle Richards to a very deep, dark, raw, and real emotional place that is all about her unresolved familial wounds. I feel like if you sort of take a close look at it, what is going on between Kyle and Lisa and Dorit is in many ways such a mirror and reflection of what's going on between her and her sisters, Kim and Kathy. I feel like over the last few seasons, we've seen Kyle work so hard to basically kind of be the perfect friend to Lisa Vanderpump, to, sort of play by Lisa Vanderpump's rules, turn a blind eye to certain things, toe the line, and do what she needs to do in order to be the loyal ally that will get Lisa Vanderpump's love and approval. And then along comes Dorit, who, as we all know, is sort of messy as all hell. She's a bull in a china shop, really doesn't have much regard for anyone but herself. And Kyle suddenly finds herself in a situation in New York where, despite the fact that she's been the very model of the perfect friend, Lisa is actually siding more, it seems, with Dorit. And Kyle, for all her efforts to be the good, loyal friend, finds herself on the outside. Now, is this not in so many ways a total recreation of what's happening with her actual sisters, where Kyle has worked so hard to be the good sister, to be the responsible sister? She has turned such a blind eye to Kim's behavior over the years, dealt with her alcoholism, helped take care of Kim financially and emotionally, swallowed her pride, swallowed her feelings for the sake of the family. And through it all, not only does she routinely get shit on by Kim, but she's very much now in a situation where Kim for all her flaws and faults, is getting rewarded with Kathy's loyalty and affection, and Kyle is on the outs. So we have two situations here where Kyle has spent her time and her energy being the good girl for the sake of getting the love, and finding herself at the end of it being the one left on the outside. And I think that's why we're seeing such a level of heartache and hurt and disproportionate sort of anger from her, because I think she's starting to touch that place inside where she is realizing that her method of like swallowing stuff down for the sake of getting the love isn't actually working. And she's not getting a return investment on the love that she's giving to others. And I think when you look at it from this angle, it's a much deeper, more dramatic layer to the proceedings of what we're going on this season. And I just think it's important that we all at least contemplate this dark possibility. Okay, guys, thank you.
Guys, what a show. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you, Casey. Glad to be back in the Nook. I've missed it.
I felt really, really good.
Felt good.
Thanks,
Thank you, April.
Thanks, July. Thanks,
No,
everyone at
who's
Earwolf.
no longer your assistant, Casey. How are you?
Shout out to Kim. We're all going through it together, but April, luckily, is, as everyone knows, happily still working on the podcast,
Yes,
which
and
we're
you
so
did-
excited about.
You did present her with a gorgeous goodbye cake, which was a gorgeous photo of yourself on the cake.
I did, Danielle, because I threw a little goodbye party for her. And I said, this last 5 years has been all about me. And now I want to give you something. And that was a cake of me on the red carpet.
So kind, so loving.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Cameron Esposito, and I am so excited to bring the latest season of my show, Query, to Earwolf. That's right, Earwolf is now Queerwolf. On Query, I've interviewed some of the brightest luminaries in the LGBTQ community. That's what it is. It's like a hour-long chat show, like a WTF, with me and another queer guest. I've had musicians Tegan and Sarah Quinn of the band Tegan and Sarah, actors like Jeffrey Boyer Chapman and Evan Rachel Wood. I've had Transparent creator Jill Soloway, activists like Madden Lopez. The season premiere is out now with special guest Emmy winner Lena Waithe. Listen and subscribe to Query today on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or earwolf.com.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.